In the heart of the lush and vibrant village of Nangua, there lived a wise and kind king named Kwaku. King Kwaku had a beautiful daughter named Oma, who was the pride and joy of the kingdom. At only 7 years old, Princess Oma was known for her intelligence, kindness, and radiant beauty. The villagers adored her, and she was often seen helping those in need, whether it was tending to the sick or teaching children to read. One fateful day, during a grand festival, Princess Oma wandered off, captivated by the colorful stalls and the excitement of the celebration. As the sun set over the village, it became evident that Princess Oma was nowhere to be found. Her disappearance was sudden and mysterious, sending shockwaves through the kingdom. The once lively village of Nangua fell into chaos. The marketplace was empty, the fields were unattended, and a heavy gloom hung over the once vibrant community. The villagers searched high and low, but there was no trace of the princess. Rumors spread quickly, each one more troubling than the last. The kingdom was thrown into turmoil, with worry etched on every face. The villagers feared the worst, and the air was thick with anxiety and fear. The disappearance of Princess Oma had plunged Nangua into a dark and uncertain time. King Kwaku was devastated. He summoned his council and the bravest warriors of Nangua to devise a plan to find his beloved daughter. The news spread quickly, and soon the entire village was involved in the search. Men were sent on quests far and wide, scouring the dense forest, crossing rivers, and climbing mountains in hopes of finding any trace of the missing princess. Despite the efforts of the villagers and the king's men, days turned into weeks with no sign of Princess Oma. The kingdom was on the brink of despair, and King Kwaku's heart grew heavier with each passing day. He could not eat or sleep, consumed by the thought of his daughter alone and frightened somewhere in the vast wilderness. The village elders held meetings, trying to come up with new strategies to locate the princess, but hope was fading. The once vibrant and joyful kingdom was now a place of sorrow and worry. King Kwaku knew that without his daughter, the heart of Nangua was missing. The village needed a miracle to restore its happiness and unity. Among the villagers was a humble beggar named Kwesi. He was often overlooked by the people of Nangua, seen as nothing more than a poor man with no significance. Kwesi had always admired Princess Oma from afar, inspired by her kindness and generosity. Despite his lowly status, he felt a deep connection to her and was determined to help in any way he could. Kwesi was known for his gentle nature and his willingness to help anyone in need, even though he had very little himself. He spent his days wandering the village with his loyal pet dog, Kofi, offering a kind word or a helping hand. But now, with the princess missing, Kwesi's heart was heavy with worry and a burning desire to do something meaningful. One evening, as Kwesi sat by the village square with Kofi by his side, he overheard a conversation between two old women. They spoke of a hidden cave deep in the forest, a place said to be magical and dangerous. The cave was known to be a hiding spot for those who wished to remain unseen. Kwesi felt a sudden surge of hope and decided to investigate the cave himself, with Kofi leading the way. Kwesi set off at dawn, armed with nothing but his determination, a small knife for protection, and Kofi's keen sense of smell. The journey was treacherous, filled with wild animals and difficult terrain. Kwesi faced many challenges, but his resolve never wavered. He navigated through dense forests, crossed raging rivers, and climbed steep hills, driven by the hope of finding the princess. The forest was dense and foreboding, with towering trees that blocked out the sunlight. The path was narrow and often seemed to disappear altogether, but Kwesi pressed on. He had a feeling deep in his heart that he was on the right track. His mind was filled with thoughts of Princess Oma, and he knew he had to keep going. After days of arduous travel, Kofi suddenly picked up a scent. The dog barked excitedly, leading Kwesi to a hidden cave. As they cautiously entered, they were met with an eerie silence. The cave was dark and damp, with only the faint glow of their torch to guide them. They ventured deeper into the cave, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The air was thick with tension, and Kwesi could feel that they were close to something significant. In the depths of the cave, Kwesi and Kofi found Princess Oma. She was weak and frightened, but alive. She had wandered off during the festival and was taken by a band of outlaws who sought to ransom her for a hefty sum. The outlaws had left her alone temporarily, and Kwesi's arrival was timely. With great care, he helped the princess to her feet, while Kofi nuzzled her, providing comfort and reassurance. Princess Oma was overjoyed to see Kwesi and Kofi, familiar faces in a place of such terror. She had been holding on to hope, praying for a miracle, and now it seemed her prayers had been answered. Kwesi's kind eyes and reassuring presence gave her the strength to stand and follow him out of the darkness. Kwesi, Princess Oma, and Kofi made their way back to Nangua, their journey filled with moments of peril and triumph. Along the way, they formed an unlikely bond, their shared experience bringing them closer together. Kwesi was determined to protect the princess and bring her back to her father safely. Oma, in turn, trusted Kwesi completely, grateful for his bravery and kindness. The journey back to Nangua was fraught with danger. Kwesi, Princess Oma, and Kofi had to navigate treacherous terrain and avoid the outlaws who might be searching for her. They moved cautiously, often traveling under the cover of darkness to avoid detection. Kwesi used his knowledge of the forest to find safe paths and hideouts, with Kofi's keen senses proving invaluable. At night, they found shelter under the canopy of the forest, sharing stories and encouraging each other. Oma spoke of her time in captivity, the fear she had felt, and her unwavering hope that someone would come for her. Kwesi, in turn, shared his admiration for her strength and his determination to see her safely home. Despite the dangers, the bond between Kwesi, Oma, and Kofi grew stronger with each passing day. They relied on each other for strength and comfort, knowing that their survival depended on their unity and trust. As they drew closer to Nangua, their spirits lifted, and they began to feel the warmth of hope once more. When they finally returned to Nangua, the villagers were overjoyed. King Kwaku could hardly believe his eyes as he embraced his daughter. The village erupted in celebration, and Kwesi was hailed as a hero. King Kwaku offered Kwesi riches and land, but Kwesi humbly declined, asking only for the opportunity to serve the village in a meaningful way. The return of Princess Oma brought life and joy back to Nangua. The marketplace buzzed with activity, the fields were once again tended, and laughter filled the air. The villagers celebrated for days, thanking the gods for the safe return of their beloved princess and for the unexpected hero who had brought her back. Princess Oma spoke highly of Kwesi's bravery and kindness, and the villagers began to see him in a new light. No longer was he just a humble beggar, he was a hero, a savior of the kingdom. King Kwaku, deeply moved by Kwesi's selflessness, decided to appoint him as an advisor, knowing that his wisdom and humility would benefit the kingdom greatly. Kwesi accepted the role of advisor with gratitude and humility. He was eager to contribute to the well-being of Nangua and to repay the kindness he had always received from Princess Oma. He approached his new responsibilities with the same determination and kindness that had guided him on his quest. In his new role, Kwesi worked tirelessly to improve the lives of the villagers. He advocated for the poor and the marginalized, ensuring that everyone had access to food, shelter, and education. His humble beginnings allowed him to connect with the people on a personal level, earning their trust and respect. Princess Oma often joined Kwesi in his efforts, continuing her work of helping those in need. Together, they brought about positive changes in Nangua, fostering a sense of unity and community. The village thrived under their leadership, and the bond between Kwesi and Oma grew even stronger, built on mutual respect and shared values. Under Kwesi's guidance, Nangua flourished. The villagers worked together, inspired by the example set by Kwesi and Princess Oma. They built new schools, improved farming techniques, and created community programs to support those in need. The once chaotic and sorrowful kingdom was now a place of prosperity and harmony. King Kwaku was proud of the transformation in his kingdom. He saw how Kwesi's humble and selfless nature had inspired the villagers to be more compassionate and united. The king often consulted Kwesi on important matters, valuing his insight and wisdom. The kingdom of Nangua became known far and wide as a place of kindness and unity. The bond between Kwesi and Princess Oma. Stay tuned for more African folktales. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.